Do you know which tool we programmers use most? Which tool do we need to be proficient at? It should be just like a second hand for us. It's called command line interface, or terminal, and they're not actually a new thing. They were with us when the first computers came to life. In this episode, I will try to explain what a terminal is and teach you how to use it. Then I will give you a complex but beautiful example. Don't forget to grab your cheat sheet for terminal via the link in the description. Let's get into it. Actually, terminal is a very old and widely used tool. But why don't we use it now, like in our daily lives? Why only programmers use them? Because they're a little hard to first begin with, but they're very powerful compared to what we use every day. Do you know that all supercomputers use them instead of just graphical user interface? The initial learning curve is a little steep, but once you learn it, you cannot switch to anything else. Terminal has distinct features compared to what we use, called graphical user interfaces. So one of the things that differs from the graphical user interfaces is their text-based interface. An advantage of being textual is seeing the history as you type it. You can just scroll up and see what has been done and what was the result. But in graphical user interfaces, you can just click a button and the event happens and you cannot see the history. So this is a number one advantage. The second one is it's been made out of several small modular programs. So these modular programs, instead of a giant office type program, every function has its own separate program, like sorting, searching, and they accept textual data, not special kind of file like you have Dojix type of format. Programs for terminal just accept normal text. What you type is accepted. What you type can be sorted. What you type can be searched. So being textual, being modular, actually does not give you an office program. What gives you an office program is that they can work together. The output of a program can be fed into another program as an input using something called a pipe. Like a regular pipe, it just transfers the data between two programs. This way, just like a small Lego block, you can create anything. Think like this. Graphical user interfaces are just like beautiful and shiny pre-made toy cars. They look awesome, but you can't change it to become a plane. However, if you use a Lego blocks, you can create a car, plane, train, or anything. Sure, it won't look as shiny and beautiful as pre-made ones, but you can solve your problem. Remember, being a programmer, actually being a problem solver. You can't expect a big pre-made software to solve your new problem. Just like Lego is not for every child, it has an age limit. At first, toddlers like shiny cars or babies. However, after a certain age, they like Lego most. They need to grasp basics of how shapes work, and they need to put them together. They need to imagine what they need, and it's more fun. Instead of just like driving a normal toy car, creating your own toy car, or adding a crane to it, it's more fun, right? It's more creative, and fits what you need to do. Like this, graphical user interfaces are created shiny. They are for no-eyes users, the user that knows nothing about computers. It's easy to click a button and you get the result. But once you want to create your own toy, they just shiny, useless things. You can't put them together to fit each other. But instead, think of Legos. They're not shiny. They're ugly actually. When you look at them, one by one, they are ugly, but they have common format, which is how Legos fit like each other. And with that feature, you can put a lot of them together and create what you want. So as a programmer, we need to solve a new problem every day. So we can't use shiny toys, right? That's why we need to use command line tools. So number one reason why command line tools are useful and not shiny, because they are textual, they're not graphical. So you give them input as text, which can type on your keyboard, and you get the output as a text. And you can actually put this out to the input of another program. So like Legos, you can put two Legos together, and you can put two programs together using a pipe. And this way, you can create your own toy without even writing a single line of code. You're just creating a new program that no one thought about it, and you're just solving a new problem. And being textual helps a lot because there is no special format that you need to learn, that you need to solve, and get the information you want. It's just text. Realize that books are in also textual format, and they can be about anything. There's no restriction. That's the power of text. So how does it work? There are some rules. The first rule is the rule of silence. So if everything goes well, be silent. Don't put any junk output, right? The program is started. The calculation has started. The calculation finished. Don't put them. We don't need it. We just need the real data. And the second rule is the rule of least surprise. Do the least surprising thing, so most people can predict what will happen when they run into that problem. So these two rules makes it easy for programs to cooperate with each other. As a result, programs become much smaller and smaller, like a Lego block. So when programs are small and modular, their code base is smaller. It means there are less bugs and they can operate well with each other. Let's see basic usage of terminals. On the right side of the screen, we have Windows File Explorer. I thought that if we can see what happened on the shiny graphical user interface, it will be easier for us to understand. On the left side of the screen, we have a bash terminal. You can install this terminal on your computer by installing Git for Windows. Since Git is a terminal program, it installs bash terminal also. Let's first create a new folder. You can do that using File Explorer. Just right-click and go to the new menu and click onto the folder. The terminal equivalent of this process is just typing make_dir and type the name of the folder. Using space between names, you can create several folders. Even if you're not sure how to use a program, just type --help. It will give brief documentation. Using pswitch, we tell make_dir program to create necessary parent directories as well. Let us create now a folder named F3 with a folder F4 inside. You can also create a text file inside F4 folder. Let us type something using Notepad. You can see contents of a text file using cat program. rm or remove is used to remove files or folders. But in order to remove folders, we need to use fswitch, which means force remove. And if we want to remove the other folders that are inside the folder we want to remove, we can use recursive switch. In terminal, star means match anything. If we use f star, it means remove anything which starts with f. You can list a folder with ls-l. It will show all folder and documents. It means actually a list. You can show current directory path by using pwd. It actually means print working directory. In terminal world, 1 dot means current directory, 2 dot means previous directory. Using cd or change directory program, you can navigate between directories. If we want to change directory to current directory, nothing will happen, of course. But we can change direct to previous one. You can press tab to complete the folder or document name. The echo can be used to generate some output that can be used somewhere else. If you just type echo hello, it will print hello to the terminal, but you can direct this output to a file also. First use touch to create a new file and put hello to that file. Let's see inside with Notepad. You can use move program to cut and paste files or folders. Let's move our text file. We can also copy back. Echo can also auto-generate output by something called brace expansion. Let's see one. Now we will create several text files all at once. The vertical sign means pipe. It is used to pass the output of a program to another one. Remember, we can use the touch program to create files. Now using echo pipe and a special program named xargs, we will direct echo output to touch, so it will create several text files at once. Using star, you can list only files that end with .txt extension. Let's create a new folder and move all text files to that folder. You can use clear to clean terminal output. Now here comes a complex example. Let's say you have thousands of image files, which you captured with your phone, and you copied them to your computer. Now you want to create a folder per month, and you want to store those images inside that folders. So you need to create a folder for each month, a directory for each month, and then you need to move the pictures that are taken in that month to that folder. So how do you do that in a normal graphical environment? You just create one by one folders and you just select the photographs that are taken in that month, and then you move them to the folders. But there should be an easy way, right? Computers are good at those kind of stuff. Computers are very fast and they can process hundreds or thousands or even hundreds of thousands of images instantly. Here is the command to do that. It's a little complex, so I will not try to explain it, but it shows how much power the terminal has. So learn them, use them to become a better user of your computer. And here, I gave you my cheat sheet for the terminal. You can access it via the link in the description. Thank you for listening.